Ada, will you make me the happiest man alive?
Oh my God. Yes,
Days turned
Chinedu.
into
A
weeks, and
thousand
weeks
times
slowly
yes.
became months. The more Chinedu spent time with Ada, the more he admired her. He had expected to find bitterness in a woman who had suffered so much. Instead, he found kindness. She still greeted those who insulted her with respect. She still prayed for the village that had rejected her. Even after everything she had lost, she refused to let hatred take root in her heart. One evening, as the golden sun disappeared behind the hills, Chinedu and Ada sat beneath the old mango tree outside her house. For a while, neither of them spoke. Finally, Chinedu broke the silence. "Ada," he said softly, "can I ask you something?" She nodded. "After everything these people have done to you, don't you ever wish to leave this village and never come back?" Ada looked towards the house in the distance before answering. "I have thought about it many times. So why didn't you leave?" She smiled sadly. "Because this is still my home. My parents are buried here. My brothers and sisters are buried here. Every memory I have is here. If I leave, it will feel as though I have lost them all over again." Chinedu looked at her with admiration. He had never met anyone with such strength. That night, he realized he wasn't simply feeling sorry for Ada. He had fallen in love with her. The next morning, he made a decision. He walked to Ada's house, carrying a small basket of fruits and flowers. When Ada opened the door, she looked surprised. "Is everything all right?" she asked. Chinedu smiled. "I came to tell you something." She invited him inside. Taking a deep breath, he looked into her eyes. "Ada, I love you." For a moment, the world seemed to stand still. Hannah stared at him, unable to believe that she had just heard. Then, tears slowly filled her eyes. "No," she whispered. Chinedu frowned. "No, you don't understand," Ada replied as tears rolled down her cheeks. "If you stay with me, these people will hate you too. They will reject you. They will make your life miserable." Chinedu gently took her hands. "They already have. They insult me because I speak to you. They avoid me because I help you. But none of that changes how I feel. You are not the monster they claim you are. You are the kindest woman I have ever known." Ada broke down in tears. For years she had been called cursed. For years she had been treated as if her life had no value. Yet here stood a man who looked beyond the lies and saw the woman she truly was. With a trembling voice, she finally answered, "I love you too." News of the relationship spread through Umago faster than wildfire. The villagers were furious. "This must not continue. If he marries her, disaster will come upon us all." The elder summoned Chinedu once again. "My son," the oldest elder said firmly, "this is your final warning. End this relationship before it's too late." Chinedu remained calm. "I cannot. You are choosing a witch over your own future. I am choosing an innocent woman over your false accusations." The elder slammed his walking stick against the ground. "If you marry her, you will no longer be welcome in this village." Chinedu looked around at the angry faces surrounding him. Then he answered with quiet confidence, "If loving an innocent woman is enough to make me unwelcome, then perhaps this village has forgotten what justice truly means." His word left the gathering in stunned silence. From that day, the villagers treated Chinedu almost as badly as they treated Ada. No one offered him work. No one invited him into their homes. Some even threatened him, hoping fear would drive him away. But every hardship only strengthened his resolve. One evening, under the light of the full moon, Chinedu knelt before Ada. "Ada," he said with a smile, "I have nothing grand to offer you today. No palace, no riches, no expensive gifts, but I have an honest heart. Will you marry me?" Ada covered her mouth as tears streamed down her face. For years she had believed no one would ever love her. Now the man who had stood beside her through every insult was asking her to become his wife. Without hesitation, she nodded. "Yes, I will marry you." Neither of them knew that hundreds of miles away, destiny was already moving in the royal palace. Destiny was already moving. In the royal palace, an old servant had just returned from a distant journey. He carried with him a story about a young traveler in Umago village, a traveler who wore a necklace bearing the royal crest that had disappeared with the king's missing son over 20 years earlier. The moment the king heard those words, his heart skipped a beat. Could it be? Has his long son finally been found? Subscribe for the next part.